Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, look, the life we are living, of course, there are lots of ups and downs in the life. It's never smooth in anybody. It is never smooth and easy and comfortable permanently regardless of how powerful somebody is, regardless of how wealthy somebody is, regardless of how genius, intelligent somebody is. The life contains lots of challenges in it. Every now and then there is a sort of challenge. And at certain places and stages in our life, there is a kind of crisis as well. So, dear friends and fellows, we the human beings should be prepared even for the difficult, even for the challenging times, not just for the ease, not just for the comforts, but for the challenges, but for the difficulties at the same time. How can we keep ourselves prepared? That is something to be talked about in our today's discussion. There are plenty of things which can be listed as the items which will be of great help. But, dear friends, everything else it cannot be talked about. There are fewer which we have short listed, and these fewer are going to be presented here because it will be of tremendous help if at all we do understand, we do somehow try to practice, try to implement, and try to take advantage of those techniques. These techniques are just eight in number. I think each one of us need to understand it. Now let's look upon each one of these eight. First of all, it is embrace the challenge. That is the first thing. A challenge is there. The challenge could be small, the challenge could be a bit bigger one. Maybe we were fearful and afraid of all that, but now since we are going to prepare for it, the first thing which is needed here, we need to somehow drop the fear, come out of that fear, and embrace the challenge. Okay, I'm ready, no problem. Take it willingly, take it happily. Even if at all we are not willing and not happy, yet the challenge will be there. But if at all we are happy and willing, it will become somewhat easy indeed. At least we will not be as much in the pain as otherwise we would have been. The second thing which we need to learn, understand, and adopt is practice self compassion. We need to practice the self compassion. What is this self compassion? It is being warm and understanding toward oneself, being warm and understanding toward oneself. If we fail, if we suffer a setback, if we feel ourselves as inadequate somewhere else. In a situation like this one, we need to be warm, we need to be understanding toward ourselves, like we do to a loved one. If at all anybody we love a lot is in the difficulty, they have failed, they have suffered a setback, and they feel that they are not adequate. In a situation like this one, I think we need to become warm, we need to become understanding. Dear friend, this is the second thing. Now, the third is cultivate a growth mindset. Cultivate a growth mindset. What is this, by the way? One more thing which I want to add in the second point, which is practice self compassion. There are people, even I was one of those people, and we were very harshly criticizing ourselves. We were indulging in the self flagellation. We people were punishing ourselves and torturing ourselves. I think that is not good at all. Although it is very good to expand one's comfort zone, to somehow try the new thing and to try to familiarize with the new thing. And that is a whole lot philosophy. I'm not going into detail, but we need to cultivate the self discipline in a very short. So, apart from the self compassion, now the third thing, that is, cultivate a growth mindset. There is a growth mindset and there is a fixed mindset as well. So, we need to cultivate the growth mindset. Fixed mindset sees challenges as unsurmountable obstacles, while a growth mindset views them while a growth mindset views them as opportunities for learning and personal development. So that is, not to take the obstacles, the difficulties and the challenges as unsurmountable obstacles, rather to treat these as the opportunities for learning and growing. Take these for the opportunities to learn, opportunities to grow. So, my dear friend, that is the growth mindset. You know, the difficulties are not in our life to somehow suppress us. Rather, there are two ways. One way is go to the go to the depression, go to the feeling powerless, go to the self-flagellation, harsh self-criticism, punishing oneself, condemning oneself. But that is fixed mindset, and that is quite destructive. I'm talking about the growth mindset. The growth mindset says that these are quite an opportunity for the sake of personal development, for the sake of learning opportunity. These are for the sake of learning. These are the opportunities. Now the fourth is embody personal responsibility. Yes, we have to embody the personal responsibility. What is this, by the way? It actually means, look, there are plenty of things which are out of my control, and for that reason I have little or no influence over other people, because those things are not in my control and those people are not in my control. I have little or no influence upon them. So I think here I shouldn't be worrying about the things like this one. But there are certain other things. As for these certain other things are concerned, these are directly in my own control. I have to make a choice how to react, how to act, and how to react. What step to take, what step not to take. So, in this respect, I think I need to embody personal responsibility. It's about acknowledging that while we cannot always control our circumstances, but definitely we retain power over our reactions. Sure, it's tempting to attribute our problems to external factor or other individual. Conversely, when we opt to focus on what we can influence, our attitude, our attitudes, our actions, our responses, we not only navigate adversity more skillfully, but also fortify ourselves to comfort future to confront future challenges with greater resilience. So that is great indeed, that we need to focus upon what I can control, and as for my action, as for my reaction, as for my own matters are concerned, these must be completely in my control. It actually means that I need to develop, I need to enforce lots of self discipline. So that is really great. This one thing alone, I think it matters and matters a lot. It can make us a victorious person, it can make us a resilient person, it can make us win and achieve and succeed. Now the fifth is practice mindful acceptance. Yes, we have to practice the mindful acceptance. What is this, by the way? This actually means, on the one hand, I shouldn't be dwelling in the past at all. Although I need to learn whatever I can, I shouldn't be I shouldn't be focused on the future either. Rather, I need to plan and to prepare, but I need to pay maximum or full of my attention on my today, on my this moment. So that is the mindfulness, the mindful acceptance of the circumstances of the situation. Okay, I can live here. Even if the things does not improve, still I can live happily here in these circumstances as well. But obviously, the things will improve with the passage of time because I'm doing my part in a great manner. So this is the mindful acceptance. Now the sixth is cultivate authentic connection. Cultivation of authentic connection. What is this, by the way? It actually means that instead of the quantity, I need to pay attention to the quality. So I need to develop my hello hi, I need to develop my acquaintanceship, I need to develop my relationship with some of the people. So there will be many of the people with whom I will be just having the briefest ever relationship, or you may call it acquaintanceship, but there should be certain people with whom we should have a relationship of mutual respect and empathy. Those people with whom we have developed the relationship of mutual respect and empathy, so these are really great people, these are great relationship, genuine relationship. So my dear friends and fellows, this is so, cultivate authentic connection, so that I can see their perspective on the situation, so that I can seek the advice from those people as well. Now, the seventh is embrace change and uncertainty. So instead of being hateful, instead of being afraid of the change, we need to accept the change. So accepting the change means we should try to understand that nothing is permanent here in this world. Whatever the circumstances, whatever the situation I was living in the past cannot be now. Whatever the circumstances are today, it will not be in the future. There is a change and change. So I need to embrace the change, and I also need to embrace the uncertainty as well. What might happen after some of the time, or what might happen later on, what might happen now. I think there is a lot of uncertainty in all that, so I need to accept it. I need to embrace it. I need to embrace the change. I need to wholeheartedly accept the change. I need to wholeheartedly accept the uncertainty in the life. So, dear friend, so that is the number seven. Now, the number eight is invest in personal growth. Yes, we have to invest in the personal growth. What kind of investment is it? It is the kind of investment like time, energy, hard work, even money, everything else we are having. It should be invest in personal growth. How can we do that? They see every experience, including hardship, as opportunities for learning and self improvement, rather than being disheartened by the mistakes or setback. The mistakes will be there, the setbacks will be there, but we don't have to be disheartened at all. Rather, we need to keep ourselves, and they use them as a stepping stone. As for these difficulties, as for these hardships are concerned, as for these mistakes, and as for these setbacks are concerned, these are actually the stepping stone, and not the bigger, not the monster obstacles which are unsurmountable. So, dear friends and fellows, I think that stepping stone toward personal development, the reflection, they reflect on their experiences. They reflect upon their experiences, identify areas for improvements, and areas for improvements, and actively work toward becoming better person. That is better version of yourself. So, dear friends and fellows, as far this thing is concerned, as for embracing change and uncertainty is concerned, it does make us stronger. It does make us mentally stronger. So, for all that reason, I think these are the eight things. Those for those people who are so desperate that they should be preparing themselves, like they are facing the hardship, they are facing the difficulties. there are obstacles and challenges. So instead of becoming depressed, instead of self-flagellation, instead of harsh criticism, instead of feeling disheartened. So these are the eight qualities I think each one of us need to cultivate in ourselves. We need to understand, we need to adopt, and these will make us quite a resilient person, quite a stronger person. And as for them, onward the difficulties, the troubles in the life are concerned, I think these can be navigated in a right manner. That's all. Thank you very